Let me start by introducing myself and helping my brother pronouncing my surname. My name is Mobolaji Ogunlende. I am your Commissioner for Youth and Social Development in Lagos State. You know, I like it when I say your, it connects, right? But I think it's also very important because we've always heard, or we often hear, that there's a disconnect between the government and the people. So what I'm trying to do, what the administration is trying to do is to bridge that gap, and I'm deliberate about it, especially coming from where I'm coming from, being in the private sector for over 13 years with Onwando before joining the government. Another story for another day, but I am here and I'm your commissioner, right? It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. When I got the email and I saw the topic, it resonated with me. Thank you. It resonated with me, and I said to myself that irrespective of my busy schedule, I will be here because this is a different segment. Yes, I am a politician, right? And normally when we start, in a gathering like this, we start by saying, build the youth. Okay, build the youth, build the nation. So definitely there are no politicians in here, right? So it's a different segment, and it was deliberate that I thought it was interesting for me to attend as well. So good afternoon, everyone. My brother Nkrumah Mancho, welcome to Lagos. The Center of Excellence, State of Aquatic Splendor, and the financial hub of Africa. That is how my governor would normally say it, so I'm learning very quickly. So you're welcome. My brother that was speaking earlier on, when you were talking about your data and statistics, you said Kano, Zamfara. I didn't hear Lagos. So I was going to applaud you in my keynote, but I have to take it back because I didn't hear Lagos. But, I'm sure there's a mistake there somewhere. But you're welcome to Lagos, and I welcome everyone else that has come to Lagos. This is Lagos, and Lagos is everything, and we're glad to be here. You also said you saw government officials leaving LRRS. No, I'm here. The government is here. And in our themes, in the administration's Themes Plus agenda, it used to be themes, right? And this administration, we've added, 2 pluses. And the plus is gender equality, social inclusion, and youth empowerment and engagement, right? So we are here, we're listening. We can't do it all, but we're trying our best, and we're trying to do it differently, for sure. I would like to express my sincere appreciation for extending this invitation to me and giving me the opportunity to give a keynote address. It's an honor to have been considered for this significant role, and I'm delighted that I accepted the invitation, and I am here. As we are all aware, entrepreneurship plays a pivotal role in driving economic growth, job creation, and innovation. It is particularly relevant in Lagos, in Nigeria, in the African context, where the youth population represents a significant demographic. Engaging and empowering young entrepreneurs is crucial for sustainable economic development and social progress. Whilst growing up, I've also been in the entrepreneurial space as well. I have done it. Who remembers when there was this device that you put on your mobile phones to stop you from getting cancer? Anybody remember that? I've done that. I've done, when you go to China, you pick up all sorts of gadgets, the entrepreneurial spirit. You need to have it to survive. And in Africa, to thrive, you need to have it. You just need to have it. They said the youths are lazy. No, we are not. It's just the terrain. It's just the limitations that we have. But, I was happy when my brother prior to me was also giving some statistics about the the youth, the youth employing, the amount of employees is more significant than, some of the big companies. So I was thrilled. But you see, that is the spirit. It's a tough terrain, but we must continue to grab the bull by the horn and move forward irrespective of whatever it is that we face. And that is what I see here. That is what I've heard. And that is one of the reasons why I actually came. Right? So this dialogue series provides an excellent platform to address the challenges and opportunities that the youth entrepreneurs encounter in Lagos, in Nigeria, in Africa. We must explore innovative approaches, identify key policy changes, and leverage the untapped potential of young, dynamic, and creative minds. The Faith Institute, that is the Institute's 2021 report. I went through it very quickly, I won't lie, very quickly. It was very enlightening regarding the issues surrounding youth entrepreneurship. I make an important digression at this point to thank you for making the effort to document the statistics that represent the real issues, of the nation. Because gathering data is not an easy task. But organizations like yours provide people like me and everyone here real and relevant statistics that allow us to maximize, time in providing real and applicable solutions. Just like, again, I keep referring to my brother earlier on because he's the only one that I heard speaking. He mentioned that, 10,000 businesses, are youth-driven. That is remarkable, right? So let us, going through your report, I picked three, statistics that have deeply resonated with me that represent hope and challenges. Number one was 67% of entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and 35. The sheer fact that 67% of Nigeria's entrepreneurs fall within the vibrant age of a group of 18 to 35, it fills me, and I hope yourselves, with hope as well. The dynamic and youthful foundation has the potential to ignite lasting prosperity in our nation, right? Secondly, 43% of these entrepreneurs are business owners. So in our Things Plus agenda, that's the gender equality. I believe also in women empowerment. So I think the women should give themselves a round of applause. Because if 43% of the entrepreneurs are, female business owners, that says a lot, right? A heartfelt kudos to, to all you lovely women that are here, shattering, the glass ceilings, reshaping the narrative by putting in tremendous efforts as entrepreneurs. It's just not statistics, but it is a beacon of hope. Lastly, 49.8% of Nigerian businesses are SMEs. This statistics carries both hope and a sobering truth. Every SME plays a more significant role than we might realize. The hope lies in the numbers, the sheer numbers, and the potential growth. However, the pain is evident. Our SMEs face a tough business environment, which is what I said earlier on. It's not easy. No one said it was going to be easy. Rome was not built in a day. But we just have to face it and deal with it in as much as we can. During my tenure, I am determined to initiate programs that challenge these biases and firmly establish that our young women and men are indeed creators of immense value. Greater support and empowerment initiatives are on the horizon, working towards making, this entire vision a reality. So shifting gears, empowering youth entrepreneurship with practical solutions. I have some key points that I have highlighted as my actual keynotes that I would like to share. Number one, accessible financial support. We can establish a dedicated fund, specially tailored for young entrepreneurs. This fund should have flexible terms, lower interest rates, just like you had mentioned, and reduce collateral requirements. By doing so, we bridge the gap between the potential and the financial backing, allowing more young entrepreneurs to access the capital they need to turn ideas into reality. But we must ensure that biases do not color our methods of releasing these funds, whether tribal or sexual, which are some of our strongest biases in Africa at large. We must not allow our stringent requirements to become so impossible that our target audience, which are the youths, simply chooses to falsify figures and data to draw funding. So it must be easy, it must be simple, it must be simplified. I do not currently handle a fund, but I can provide ideas as every year through my personal foundation. I have a foundation which is called the RAC Development Foundation. RAC is Real Act of Kindness. It's a foundation that I have been running over the last couple of years. Just in my own little space, in my own little world, doing the little that I can do to make an impact in my community. You don't have to have ₦1 million to have an impact in your community. You start small. And believe it or not, when I started it from there, and I'm here standing today as your commissioner for youths. So every little helps, and you'll be surprised at what your little seed that you're sowing, could help. So through that and through my contacts, of course, we can look into, the financial support. Mentorship and training programs. We can create mentorship programs where successful entrepreneurs, I'm sure some of these things are already being done, but of course, if I'm standing before you as the commissioner and I'm re-echoing what you already know and we're all speaking the same language, on this page, it's a beacon of hope. And it shows that we're actually going somewhere. We're trying to do, things differently where, the government is listening, the government is understanding, the government is on your page. Then there's hope. And, and it's something, we should not take for granted. It's something we should latch on. I'm here. Latch on it. Right? So we create mentorship programs where successful entrepreneurs, both young and experienced, can guide and support the next generation. We can also develop practical training courses on entrepreneurship and business management. These programs should easily be accessible, possibly online, to accommodate those balancing entrepreneurship with other commitments. To live and thrive in Africa, you need to have, quote-unquote, other commitments because nobody really lives on their salary, right? So we need to have those other commitments. So we need to make it easy for people, to be able to access this as they're on the go. Igbokwenu. No one in this country or in the world does it better. There's a reason foreign universities are studying their patterns to solidify their structures surrounding business incubator systems. If the world is studying the Igbos, we are simply going to ignore their patterns, or we should be the first partakers in applying those principles to other businesses around. It's a food for thought. I suggest we employ the same. Again, pardon? Someone said yes. So. Again, there will be some experiences of failure, pain, betrayal, setbacks. So let's not go into this thinking life will become a bed of roses, because of my speech. No. We need to be realistic. We need to, like I keep saying, we need to grab the bull by the horn. We need to be creative. We need to think about different ways of doing things. If we continue to do things the same way, you will get the same results. So we must think outside the box, right? I have faced my own betrayals, but until we see progress of our country and, of course, our dear Lagos as the ultimate greater good, these defeats will continue to bring us to our knees. Thirdly, gender equality initiatives. Again, in the administration of Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the plus is gender equality. We cannot but emphasize this. To tackle gender biases against female entrepreneurs, we should launch, campaigns celebrating and promoting women in businesses. I like what the WIMB is. How many of us are part of WIMB here? Women in business? Okay, I like what they're doing. Promoting women in business. Additionally, we can establish female-focused entrepreneurship hubs that provide not only financial support, but also mentorship, network opportunities, and child care facilities. These initiatives would empower women to continue to break down the barriers and thrive as entrepreneurs. Number 4, strengthening the SME ecosystem. To fortify our SMEs, we should simply introduce policies that simplify business registration and reduce bureaucratic hurdles. This one is the problem of people like myself who are commissioners and all. Well, I promise to sit down with my fellow colleagues and iron out ways we can cooperate to make things work for yourself. If we as a government are ready to sit down and create that enabling environment for yourselves, then I believe we are moving forward. Number 5, digital transformation. Embracing digitalization is crucial. We cannot but overemphasize this. We can launch initiatives to provide young entrepreneurs with access to digital tools and platforms. Again, we can hammer this out, but once we have a working group of entrepreneurs who have the same drive, who have the same vision, who have the same mission, many of us would have garnered some clout with our networks, which should come together to provide subsidization opportunities for this business. And lastly, networking opportunities. Your network is your net worth. We cannot overemphasize that. We can organize regular entrepreneurship forums, including the private and the governmental and the government sector. There are a lot of younger members of cabinet in this administration. There's a possibility and an ability to pull us all together in a room. It's our Lagos. It's our Nigeria. It's our Africa. Together, we would need to do it. United we stand, divided we fall. Gone are those days where we leave it all to the government. I have crossed over into the government world and I have seen and I've realized how easy it is to make things work and how difficult it is to not make things work. But the government cannot do it alone. We must come together, because when we come together and we thrive together, then we can build our community together. When we build our community together, we build our state together, and then we build Nigeria together, we build Africa together, and then we build our nation together. So it's all about collaboration, togetherness, having the same drive, having the same vision. Again, gone are those days where, the government, people in the government are not on your page. Let me put it that way, for lack of better words. But now we're trying to do it better, right? Which is one of the reasons why I am here, just so that we can interact. I don't have any security protocol. I came in by myself, which is how we should be. We should be accessible. You need to be able to meet us. We are your representatives, right? And that is what it's all about. And if we are able to do that together, then believe you me, we would create a monster that we can control. In conclusion, by shifting gears and implementing these practical solutions that I have highlighted, we can empower youth and entrepreneurship in Lagos, in Nigeria, in Africa. It's not just about addressing challenges, but also seizing opportunities. Together, we can create an ecosystem where our young entrepreneurs can thrive, can innovate, and contribute significantly to our nation's growth. As we convene at this dialogue series for the rest of the day, let us harness our collective efforts to drive this transformative change and build a brighter future for Lagos, for Nigeria, and for Africa. Together, we all can make a real impact. Thank you very much.